physiques, two big heavyweights. Lewis comes out attacking, lands a right, a jab, and a little left. Briggs so far not firing. Now he fires a right hand. Fireworks early as Shannon Briggs tries to give as good as he gets against big punting Lennox Lewis. George Foreman, you landed nearly 70% of your jabs against Shannon Briggs. Is his head just too still?
Well, my jab is not as long as Lennox Lewis' left hand. Lennox Lewis got an excellent jab, but he's got to establish his jab a lot earlier than he's doing. Came out swinging and missing. You got to get back to your basics.
Now Lewis begins to fire the jabs. After coming out looking for the knockout in the first 10 seconds, Briggs firing back more aggressively than he did early on against Foreman. Emanuel Stewart believes that Shannon Briggs came into his own in the closing rounds against George Foreman. Stewart says Briggs is a lot more dangerous than anybody realizes because he became a man when he stood up to Big George for 12 rounds.
Well, in a boxing match, one guy has the reach and he has power. You got to use your reach and conserve your power. And in the opposite side, Briggs just got to keep moving. Don't be a stationary target.
Briggs' trainer, Carlos Albuerne, told us that he felt as though Shannon would be fine as long as he moved in the ring, side to side, in and out, constantly moving to change things up against Lewis. He said if he backs into the ropes and stays there, he will be in big trouble. Lewis kills you when you're on the ropes. Right hand over the top by Lewis, more of a pawing effort. Briggs' movement early on has slowed down the Lewis attack. Lewis averages 35 jabs per round and wants to throw at least that many to keep Briggs off balance. Now it's Briggs who's attacking Lewis with his own jab. Shannon Briggs short with the right hand. Lennox Lewis patiently taking his time now after coming out firing in the opening 20 seconds. This is the most action that anybody's mounted against Lewis since Ray Mercer in '96, and there Briggs almost knocks the champion down. Shannon Briggs believing that he has hurt Lewis on the attack. And Lewis is wobbly as Briggs chases him across the ring, and Lewis holds on. It was almost Oliver McCall revisited as Briggs wobbled Lewis.
Well, it's already exceeded expectations. Let me get this on.
Punched at numbers for round one. Briggs landed 60%.
Just take your time. You're rushing yourself. And if you do get hurt, tie your man up. Just tie him up, okay? But just take your time. That's the problem.
See what? Well, from that punch, it looked like an off-balance punch, but he must have hurt Lewis, George, more than we could see from that punch. And then he comes back again, landing that left hand again.
That was a real good left hand.
Yeah, the earlier left hook didn't look that powerful, but apparently it stung Lewis.
What a confidence builder that round had to be for Shannon Briggs. And as round two begins, Briggs meets Lewis more than halfway as he assertively walks across the ring. Now Briggs turns and winks at us as if to say, I've got this totally under control.
Come on, their hands are loose.
This is a much looser, more confident Shannon Briggs than the nervous young man who came into the ring against you, George.
Well, the problem was Lewis went out and tried to slug it and knock him out rather than setting his knockouts up. You get this guy a little courage, and you're going to have a fight on your hand. But you get back to your basic left jab, get in control.
Come on. When I say
then things can be different.
back, man.
One thing that Briggs is doing very nicely is rolling with the bigger punches that Lewis has been throwing.
Well, you train all week for a right-hand puncher. So what does the right-hand puncher come out and start throwing right hands? You got to fake the right hand, throw hooks, set a right hand up. good jab by Briggs that time.
Lewis only throwing 21 jabs in the first round, and we told you his formula for success is to throw his average number of 35. So let's see if Lennox can get back to the energy level necessary to keep throwing his jab.
Let him go, man. Break.
Briggs pounding away against Lewis's flanks as they stand along the ropes. Uppercut just missed for Lewis inside.
Let him go, Lennox. You're holding him. You're holding Lennox.
Now the referee will play a big part in a fight like this. You wonder whose nerves he's going to get on here. Good right hand over the top. He said it didn't hurt, but it did hurt.
Break, fellas. Come on.
Briggs is playing to the crowd and to us. Most of those in the ringside seats are Briggs supporters.
Good left hook by Briggs.
Hard right hand over the top by Briggs. Now Lewis is the one who shakes his head, as if to say, I wasn't hurt. Shannon Briggs has made his presence felt in the first couple of rounds, and right now he looks like a heck of a lot more legitimate contender than a lot of people would have thought coming in. His strength is a factor.
Well, he's doing a good job in the first couple of rounds, but when you start mixing it up like that, it plays in the hands of Lennox Lewis. He's an old warrior. He's been dropped a few times. He's been hurt a lot. You don't want to mix it up with this kind of guy. Win, hit, and move out of the way. Briggs should be doing.
But you can see Briggs' confidence growing as round 2 inches toward a close. Lewis going back to throwing the jab, but by and large, Lewis has not stuck to his fight plan, and Briggs has taken advantage in the first 2 rounds, and now here comes Lewis with precise punches up the middle. Right hand over the top as the second round ends.
Suck it in. Suck it in. Suck it in. Who's got the ice bag? Suck it in. Take your time. Keep your jab going, please. Keep your jab going. You see it working? Throw the hook now sometime.
The left hand has been the surprise for Briggs. He misses the right, or it's blocked, comes back with the left, stung Lewis momentarily right there. Lewis came back strongly at the end of the round.
Left hook first.
Go back to the sharp jab.
Okay, let's go. Jab and the hook. And the hook.
So in the first 2 rounds, Lennox Lewis looks anything like a world beater, and Briggs looks like anything but a stiff. Hard right hand by Lewis. Caught Briggs flush. The jab sets it up for Lewis. When he starts doubling up on the jab, Briggs can't see Lewis's right hand over the top. Briggs missing with the wild left hook. Lennox Lewis has made a statement with the jab in the opening seconds of this round.
Lewis is really effective when he finds someone aggressive. Now all he has to do is stand back and throw his right hand. Briggs should always be hitting and moving left and right. He's going to be successful if he continues to move, but you can't stand there and take those right hands on top of your head all night. No one can.
Pretty good action fight in the first 3 rounds.
Stop punching both of you.
Remember, the referee is going to play a great part in this boxing match.
As he tries to keep the 2 of them from leaning all over each other.
Well, if he keeps one guy or another, he'll get on his nerve and make him change his tactics. Now Lewis is starting to establish his left jab, but he allows Briggs to walk around too much and recover from the effects of the left jab. When he's walking away, you just got to jab at his body. Forget about the head when he's walking away. When he gets stationary, go back to the head.
Lewis isn't thinking body at all. He's strictly headhunting, working exclusively upstairs. At some point, Emmanuel Stewart might remind him to go to the body.
Well, Briggs is thinking each round, each minute goes by is a tick in his favor. Keep this fight going, anything can happen.
Get off his neck.
Right hand by Lewis. Just a pawing right. A little short with that big cross over the top. Briggs is going to waste a whole lot of energy shaking his head.
good, mean right hand by Lennox Lewis.
He's landed a bunch in this round.
But when you hurt a guy, you got to go and do something. You can't sit there and let him talk you out of it. He allowed him to walk around and talk him out of his own power.
Yeah, but give Briggs some credit. He's taken some very good right hands from a big puncher.
That's true. And he fires back with a left jab.
Absolutely. Right on the kisser, as we say. And another one. So Briggs begins to reestablish in the closing seconds of the round. And it starts to become something of a boxing match.
But Lewis is standing back whenever he wants. He throws his right hand. The time he comes back with a left hook, Briggs can get up off the canvas, but he's got to throw a right hand, fake it, and come back with a hook.
Lewis is so confident of his big right hand, sometimes he forgets about the left hook. When he throws the left hook, he's doubly effective. Hard right hand to the body by Lewis.
Step back now.
You got the jab back. When he jab, you jab. You understand? When he jab, you jab. Stop letting him jab and you don't jab. Every time he jab, you got to get back with your jab. Suck it in.
Too much for him. You're way too much. You lose
Right the face
now.
out.
Back. Don't wait too much.
Shut him up. Shut him up.
Working at close quarters. Nice uppercut from Lewis. And later on in the round, this straight right hand, which Briggs, fortunately from him, George, rolled a little bit with and took some of the power out of.
He did roll. I don't know if it took any power out of it.
Round 4 begins. Harold Letterman, how'd you score the first?
That was a left hook.
Yep, Tremendly threw
Real
the
quick
left
to
hook.
the one.
Better hurry. Briggs has wobbled. Just as you said, George, when Lewis threw the left hook, that turned the tide completely.
It's going to happen with a left hook. A guy trains in training camp for right hands. You throw a left hook, you get him.
Right hand lands flush for Lewis. Briggs barely on his feet. Lennox trying to set up and finish. Can't get him down.
Every tick goes by is a tick in Shannon Briggs' favor.
Yeah, but that wasn't in Shannon Briggs' favor. That was more than a tick.
That was a top.
6, 7, 8. You all right, man?
Briggs trying to...
Let's go to
Well,
work.
the referee is allowing him a little too much time.
Briggs trying to show the stiff upper lip, and Lewis trying to be patient. He's landing the right hand at will. Cappuccino is not going to allow him to keep landing the right hand at will.
Lewis had better step back
Let him out,
and
Lennox.
start all over again.
Briggs is doing a better
Good
job of
right hand.
defending himself, but he's not holding on. Surprises Lewis with the left. Lewis's momentum stalls as Briggs is able to hold on. We're midway through the 4th. Briggs startling Lewis with the leaping left hand.
right hand.
There's another right and an uppercut.
No, Shannon.
Briggs showing a lot of courage.
Lewis is a little tired himself.
Well, when you're in a ring
Let him
with a
go, let him go,
228-pounder, you just can't just take him for granted. When you're not throwing punches, you got to cover
Let's
up.
not play games
Left
here, man.
uppercut by Briggs, or by Lewis, I should say.
Let him out, let him out, let him out, Lennox.
Lewis trying to gather himself.
Hard left hand by Briggs. Lewis is hurt. And he comes back with his own left hook. And another right hand.
5, 6, 7, 8.
And Briggs turns to our table to tell us that he's all right.
Well, listen, this
Could've
guy
fooled me.
is trying to prove to the world that he's not a fluke. And, you know, you
He
just got to
certainly has shown a lot of courage, as
Yeah.
you say, Jim. He was accused during the Foreman fight, by us even, of not showing a lot of bravery. He is showing it here.
No 3 knockdown rule in effect. But 2 knockdowns in the round as Lewis catches Briggs. Briggs catches Lewis back, but Lewis catches Briggs again.
Get him on out of here this side. Right hand leads are good. When you get close to him, right hand leads are working good, okay? Right hand leads and more left hooks now, okay? The right hand leads are working good. Okay, okay.
Take your time, baby. Take your time. It's your party. You're doing your thing now, Lennox. You're doing your thing. Just put it together a little bit more. You got it?
Right hand leads when you get close to him. The right hand leads, he looks, he sees the 1-2s, but right hand leads it over. And keep breaking in with the hook. The hook.
Take a look at the first knockdown early in the round. Briggs had been taking some big shots. That was the biggest of them all.
Get that bottle out of there, man. Get that bottle. Hold it, hold it. Get that bottle out of there. Let's go.
When Briggs is making a mistake, you don't want to follow a puncher around. Make the puncher follow you around.
Ever since Lewis started using the left hook and right hand leads, as you heard Emmanuel Stewart say, he's been devastatingly effective.
Every kick goes by, something can happen for Briggs.
Another right cross, another left hook. Lewis landing flush with too many power punches. Just too much punishment.
Let him go, let him go. Back off, Lennox, back off.
Briggs popping Lewis with the left hand. Lewis almost ignoring Briggs' offense at this point as he just sets up and tries to fire power punches and get his man out of there.
Now, when you have an opponent like Briggs,
and that will be it. Shannon Briggs will not get up from that. Well, he proves me wrong. Proves me wrong. Still got the courage to get up and go for more.
You all right?
Pro Big Briggs crowd screaming for their man. Lewis has just hit him with too many right hands, George.
yeah, bravery.
Bravery for which Briggs is going to pay.
Well, if you're in New York tonight, you can be proud. You know, this guy's shown, hey, I'm just not a... He slipped down that time.
And that's all.
Yeah, good enough, good enough.
Briggs begging Cappuccino for another chance, but he was already in the danger zone.
Let me tell you, for boxing, that was a must-have fight. This guy, Shannon Briggs, supplied to us boxing fans what we needed. When you're out, get up anyway. That's what we needed. You can say whatever you want, but this man was brave
Oh, no
tonight.
question. That was a very brave effort.
And then he came back and not try to cover up and run. He went toe-to-toe with a puncher and got the worst of it.
On the other hand, Lennox Lewis weathers some stormy moments, appears to be a little bit flat, and nevertheless makes his point in the end.
Yeah, in a championship match, you got to be careful. The momentum can meet you in the ring or it can carry you into the ring. Sometimes with Lewis, the momentum was there and he didn't catch up until the latter rounds. And it leaves you numb sometimes. You don't even know what to do with your left and right. You're just standing out there like you're on a television show. It can really mess up a fighter.
Yeah, but another point is this, fellas. If a 12-round championship fight can be seen as a mile run, it's a little easy to go out and run like hell for the first half mile and have nothing left later on. And that's what Briggs did.
Because you did it all the first round.
Well, let's take a look at the first knockdown in this 5th round. Lewis fainting by looking to the body while he fired upstairs.
Yeah, he went down to the bottom a little bit to establish his jab to make the guy drop his hand just a little bit. Turn his head and on the side of the ear, and you go down. And
now here is a look at the end of the fight, and Lewis had landed several more right hands.
it was an accumulation of right hand after right hand early on in the fight. He thought he could take it. He felt like, hey, this guy's not that powerful. But when you accumulate that kind of power from a 248-pound man, no one can stand up to it.
And that was the second knockdown as he goes down on his own swing, simply having absorbed too much punishment. Lewis showing there his capability of throwing punches in bunches. He landed an uppercut, a little left hook, another right hand, and eventually Briggs swung, missed, and went down.
Lewis earned his money tonight. You can believe that.
Yeah, that was not an easy outing, as Lewis was wobbled in the first round. The ropes kept him up as he went backward into the ropes. He would claim, I'm sure, that he was pushed, not punched into that precarious position. But nevertheless, it reminded you of the Lewis who was out on his feet against Oliver McCall in the second round in London a few years back. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars.
Referee Frank Cappuccino calls a halt to the bout. The official time, 1 minute, 45 seconds of round number 5. The winner and still WBC Heavyweight Champion of the World, Lennox Lewis.